Hi, I'm Kila.
And I'm Ashley.
And we met on TikTok when our stories collided.
After we discussed our crazy, people wanted to tell us they're crazy.
So join us as we unpack a whole lot of crazy.
And we named this podcast after the one thing we definitely have in common, raising our mamas.
So welcome to Raising Barbara Jean and Wanda.
Warning, following episode is intended for mature audiences only. It contains graphic descriptions, adult dialogue, and strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
We talk about dramatic shit.
Hey, my name is Brian Nell. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Primis Mortgage. I want to tell you that I absolutely love being a member of the Spread the Positive Network. It's such a great mission and helps bring so much positivity to our community. It's truly be a pleasure and a part of what they do. There are a lot of ways to navigate financing a home, and in markets like this, having the advice of a trusted local professional is key to making sure you get the right advice for your specific circumstances. Whether you're interested in the purchase of a new home, second home, or have a need for a refinance, I'd love to earn your trust. If I can help you nail your mortgage, call me at 615-243-3976 or visit nailyourmortgage.com.
Primis Mortgage is a subsidiary of Primis Bank, a member FDIC, equal housing opportunity. As always, all loans are subject to approval. Primis Mortgage, NMLS number 1894879.
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Finally,
everybody.
the much-awaited update for Douchebag Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel or...
Damn it, Daniel. Douchebag Daniel.
Yeah,
Conman.
we are. We're finally getting to part 3.
Yes.
And if we're missing some of you victims, we're sorry.
There's so many.
There's so many.
We could have a part 4, 5, 6,
Right.
7, 12.
Yeah.
Continuous.
Yeah.
Continuous.
That's what I said. We're going to put his picture up this time and be like, if you or anybody you know
Victimized.
has
Yeah.
been victim by this man, go on and call us.
Yeah, come
Literally.
forward. We'll add you to the
Yeah.
to the
You can email
Roster.
us.
yeah the roster. Okay.
So have y'all been good?
Yeah, I've been good. Just every day.
Overwhelmed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
With people reaching out?
absolutely. It's been almost every day. Phone calls, people finding my phone number, bond lady giving out my first and last name.
Who is this bond lady?
I think
Wait,
it's,
what?
yes, there's a bond lady that's work because he's on a so y'all may not know this, may know it, but he's
in jail.
He was detained. His bond was revoked.
Where's the clapper?
He now has a $600,000 bond. And there's a bond lady. Her name is Peggy. I don't know much else about her. I think it's like Cumberland something bonding. He's got girls he's messaging from jail on a what's the device called? A
Twitch?
chirp device.
Chirp, yeah.
They allow them to have them in jail.
So now you get a phone in jail.
And
Yeah. At the county jail, my old parents, they had a tablet.
yeah, and they allow him to text, and so he's been texting all these women
Well,
that
when I
he
went to
met.
jail, we didn't have any of that.
I can't imagine the amount of women that are probably
Yes.
funding him while he's in jail.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of them have reached out. They found me. Like I said, the bond lady's giving out my first and last name, calling me a psycho. She's saying I'm a psycho because I've done all this social media about him. I'm obsessed with, he's even giving a story, y'all.
Oh.
Listen, so I had a girl message me from TikTok and block me right after. She was like, I don't understand why you're so obsessed with him and you post about him all the time. He told me you made a video fondling yourself and sent it to him and said, if you can't have him, nobody can.
Okay.
Who does this in real life?
Okay, I was like,
Let's touch on this for a minute because we had a lot of people message us about you and how
Right.
could you be that naive and that
Right.
dumb to be with him. But you've got a bail bondsman lady who fools with criminals every day. That's her job.
And
And
she's
is
our-
still being bullshitted by an idiot.
bullshitted by a bullshitter.
And
Yeah.
is willing to. So his bond is $600,000. It's supposed to be $60,000, 10%
Right.
of that. This lady has told these girls if he can come up with $15,000, he's saying he's got the other $15,000. They'll let him out on that.
No, he's
Yeah.
a liar and a fat mouth.
But yeah,
nothing.
but that's what I'm
He's
saying.
just pulling from
Yeah.
every,
Well, I mean, yeah.
But that goes to show you how manipulative
Right.
and good he is
Yeah.
because he's
It only takes one, too.
Yes.
It only takes one to get through to, and that's this
But
person.
even a bonds lady that
That's
deals
crazy.
with criminals for a living. He's got her thinking he's in there because I set him up. That's his story. I've set him up.
You're
A friend
jealous, crazy
I'm
ex.
I'm a jealous, crazy ex. A friend of mine got on the stand and testified and lied on him. He hasn't even gone to trial
Right.
yet. And my name is now Brittany. He's telling people my name is Brittany, so they have a harder time finding me.
Of course, because they don't want to get the truth. He don't want the truth to get out.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But what I'm kind of confused about is he said that you sent him a video of you fondling yourself and said, if I can't have you, nobody has. So what does you fondling yourself
have to do with anything?
To do with whether or not Daniel wants to be with you or not?
Right.
Like,
well, that's just a oh my gosh.
But
and just to make her look like so
right,
desperate.
but like
Right.
if a man told me that, I'd be like,
Let me see that.
well, I would say, okay, did she say something in the video?
Right.
Like what was she doing that would make her say, oh, if I can't have you, nobody
Right.
can. Like
Right.
what?
But what is also funny about that
I don't
is
understand.
I was talking to my best friend about this, and she was like, Jessica, the audacity of him, because I still have the messages that he sent to me the night that he had that tracking device on your car, and he literally stalked us an hour and 15 minutes away from your house and was literally sending me my license plate number, asking what were we doing, what were you eating. Like, I still have she sent me all the messages, taking pictures of us in the parking lot, sending them to her, accusing her of hooking me up with like one of her neighbors or something. So it's like,
it's not just you.
no, but you have the audacity to say some stuff like that, but you actually have stalked me in real life. I
Right.
still have the tracking device that was traced back to him. I have all the messages of him sending that to my best friend to the point where she got so scared she wouldn't even be around me anymore. I'm just like, it's wild.
Yeah.
Well, and if this bondsman or whoever thinks you're lying, does she think that the other 35 women are lying
Exactly.
too?
Right.
Or that you're just so good at being a con woman that
Or
you just got
maybe
all
they're
these
just
girls.
all bitter exes. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
they're
Well, that
so
too.
sad that they can't be with him.
Yeah.
Well, and that was a story he gave me when I found out about the chick that got the $1 million judgment against him. You know, it was, you don't know the full story. She wanted to be with me. I didn't want to be with her. And when you're going through things with somebody and you haven't actually seen a lot of the proof, you don't know if they're telling the truth or not. You know, it could, in my mind, I was like, well, you've got me wrapped up in all of this debt, and this girl has sued you, and maybe it could be a job. It wasn't. It was just, that is the MO he goes with. The chick that he tried to scam out of the skid steer when we were together, and he was telling her he owned a private jet and he was single. He told me, well, you don't know what she came to the door naked. She answered the door naked when it was all over me when I went over there. And I'm like,
So he needs to make them vulnerable. The perpetrators against him, they have to be vulnerable. It's like you were playing with yourself and then they were naked. Yeah, it always has to make it. Yeah, let's strip them of everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
that will make them. Yeah,
that's a good way to look at it.
that's what he's doing.
I mean, I ain't getting naked if you coming to get something from me. If you're giving me money, mate. If you're taking my money, there ain't a chance in hell that I'm getting naked.
Yeah,
You-
no.
I ain't answering no door unless you got a good pile of money.
Right, right.
Oh my gosh.
Like I mean, well, if we can ever get our podcast into fruition, we have a lot of videos and recordings and things, messages that we can actually post to show all the people that are buying Daniel's bullshit that none of that is true. That he would still be talking to you this day, wrapped up in all this stuff, if you would have
Absolutely.
allowed him to.
Absolutely.
That is a fact.
Listen, globally, an estimated 608 million people fall victim to scams each year, financial scams. 63% of them are women from men.
He would go back to you right now.
Oh, God.
If you
Absolutely.
gave him the opportunity.
That might actually be a really good setup
Ooh, that
for a
would. Yes.
further podcast.
Yes.
Maybe you could go visit him in jail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just be like, can
Put
we just
some money
squash
on his
everything?
books.
Yeah. We'll do a fundraiser. We'll give you 150 on your books. Yeah,
We'll
'cause
tell him,
he
thank
would
you,
fall right
thank
back
you.
to
Oh,
it.
he absolutely would.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. And I think that these new girls that have come along the way or have just been baited all this time, they have no idea.
So to touch on the new girls, since all of this has transpired, he was keeping a roster before, I guess he knew his bond was going to get revoked at some point. So when we aired his dirty laundry and he went off Facebook because everybody kept calling him out, he started on TikTok, and he made it to where nobody could comment on his page because some of his victims were finding him and commenting. So he found a plethora of women on TikTok. And he was telling them all the same stories, and they're all from different states. We've got Kentucky, we've got Mississippi. There's a state I can't talk about. We've got Georgia, Texas. And he was telling all these women, I love you. I want to be with you. You know, I either want you to move in with me. I've got this big, huge house in Tennessee, or I can come move in with you. Well, after he went to jail and he started messaging them from jail, and they started feeling he was very pushy, and I have all the messages of it, and it's wild. But that's when they all started doing their research and would find me and start asking questions. And then I linked them all with each other, and all of their stories were exactly the same as to how he was talking with them. His mom was getting on FaceTimes with them. His own mom, and backing his bullshit.
Playing the victim.
Backing his bullshit. And we actually have a woman that's going to speak to it on a call today. Yeah.
So she's
looky there.
She's like him. She likes that poor me. Attitude where.
Well, listen,
just
nobody, no parent wants to think that their child is a complete waste of space. But I mean, at some point, when do you realize, like, maybe he is? I mean, these women that he's baiting while he's in prison, or this bail bondswoman, do they all think that he just got set up?
Right.
Wrongfully accused.
Wrongfully accused.
Well, because
really?
you can't pull his like arrest record because it's in so many places that you can't pull it. Because when I tried to do a background check on him,
You can't?
no.
Well, and a lot of it was always civil.
Wow.
A lot of it was civil. And unless you're a
even had
police
my people
officer, that stuff
pull
doesn't
it.
show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go to certain systems to see the civil stuff. But even the stuff now, until he's actually convicted of it, it's not going to show up.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's got several liens on all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Several from people that I've talked to.
John Deere calls me all the time looking for all that heavy equipment he boasts and brags about. He's been hiding it from them. And it ended up being out on a property. I found the property owners, talked to them. I can't talk to it much, but he almost scammed them out of a lot of money. I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. I stopped them dead in their tracks. And he said, they said, get your stuff off my property. We want nothing to do with you. And John Deere actually had pictures of it where he had circled it in so that they couldn't come get it and everything. And he hurried up and moved it, but they're still looking for it now.
Y'all, my niece from Chattanooga messaged me because he worked for the company when
U.S.
he drove trucks
Express.
and would feed them all of the bullshit stories. And she was like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I've been wanting to comment, but she still works there, so she's not going to comment with his name and stuff.
Right.
She was like, yeah, he tried to, when he wouldn't pay his bill there. And so.
Well, and what was funny about that is when he and I were
That's
together,
wild.
he was a truck driver. Went back on the road for a little while, and then all of a sudden that semi-truck disappeared, and he told me he sold it. He owned it. He sold it.
Wow.
I guess it got repoed. Yeah.
He said Jerry Jones.
Oh my God.
That should be a meme.
We should make shirts. I know.
We should.
Make a shirt.
Yes, of a
We kept talking
helicopter
about
landing on the
merchandise. Like,
interstate.
we need
Yeah.
I literally will just think of that and just bust out laughing.
I have the Facebook posts of that, and if we can edit that in,
Yes.
we can show that because somebody sent them to me. They screenshotted them before he deleted his Facebook. Yes,
Send them to me.
and
Jerry, reach out to us. We can clear your name because he is spreading lies about you.
Right?
Oh, they settled out of court on the
They
interstate.
settled out of court.
And how many times did you fly him back and forth?
Right.
So he could see the doctor.
This is wild.
I mean, and there's no record of that
Well, I mean,
at all.
that's so crazy that you're like, you wouldn't make that up. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you wouldn't make that up. Because
Right.
nobody would believe that. So you're
No,
going to.
there's something wrong with him. Look,
Yeah.
brain cell. I don't know if he got dropped on his head when
Yeah.
he was a child, but like half of the things that he does, are enough in itself, and then you find there's 30 more things that are 10 times worse than that, and you're just like, where do you come
Wouldn't
up?
you just like to interview his mom if she could be real and talk about all the
Right.
shit he did?
Right.
Like, when did it start?
His sister.
I mean,
the sister
yeah,
would.
yeah, like his
sister
family
would.
has
Yeah, his
messaged
sister. She
on our
she
YouTube
didn't
a
drink
lot.
the Kool-Aid on that one.
Yeah, so, but other family members have posted. But can you imagine, like, she needs to write a book and say, this is what you need to look for when your kid
Signs
starts
of a
doing
scammer.
this.
The sad thing about it is
Signs of a sicko.
she knows what he's doing.
Well, he probably got it from her or dad one. I mean,
Right. They said his dad was that way, but on a much smaller scale.
Right.
Where is his dad?
He's passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they
He
did
said.
say, yeah. Right.
supposedly.
But they did
Right?
say they did say his dad was that
He's
way,
alive
but on a
and
much
well, lives in downtown
He's at work right now.
Murfreesboro.
But what's sad is at some point, even as a mom, you have to hold your child accountable.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You cannot keep-
Accountability.
Look, I hold my kids, like, sometimes I'm almost too much.
Me too.
Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
Bub, that's not right.
I'm always like, what did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do to her?
We're not,
or what
we're
did you
not,
do?
You're as a parent, you're not supposed to be their friend. You're
No.
supposed to be guide them and teach them. And
Yes.
if they
And
choose-
bust their ass when they do something wrong.
yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, he's an adult now, and obviously, she can't change him, but you surely
why I
don't
feel
have
like
to have his back and protect him and defend him.
She has to have something going on because a normal person
right.
would not back
No.
that. So she either like helps him or almost like when my mom did drugs, she would have loved if I would have done drugs because then I would have been, someone that could also
Right.
help her. So
Right.
it's like this woman's like, oh hell yeah, he's got these scams. He knows how to work it. She's got to be along with his
Absolutely.
bullshit, or she wouldn't go
Right.
along with it.
And just leave him where he's at because
Yes.
he's trying to scam everybody for a free place to live and
Yeah.
free food. He's there.
Right.
Leave him.
Yeah. no kidding.
Keep him in there. He's got
has
everything he wants right now.
Correct. And even though he still is trying to get to women, it's harder for him to do it
Yeah.
from there. So as long as he is locked up,
I wonder how long it takes him
women
to
are
start scamming the
safer.
men
right?
to get what he wants.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably making business
He
deals
can even
with
have
the
his own
warden.
cooking
Oh,
show.
yeah.
There. He can be like cooking with Ray Ray.
Yeah, cooking with Ray.
Did you all know about that?
don't
Did
even
you
know.
all know that he was telling these women that he actually was like he had Netflix reaching out to him for that?
because he's a chef.
And he said he was making money on Facebook for his cooking posts.
Bless
Yes.
him.
That's
Yeah.
not a thing. You don't make money on Facebook by just posting your. I mean, I'd be rich because
I
I
know.
post all my food.
I know. And you can actually cook.
We got all the followers. And we don't even
I'm like, maybe I'll start a cooking with Nene.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Did he ever have videos of him actually cooking, or it was just the pictures after?
it was
the
literally a
pictures
picture, but it
after.
would be a whole post because I was friends.
Because
with
I will
him.
tell you now, the 5 years on and off that he and I were together, he never once cooked.
Yeah.
Maybe once. It was some fried pork chops. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Shut up. I was going to ask, does he at least cook good? I mean,
That's the only time. The only time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would say when after you had your surgery and we were at his house, we ordered food.
Yeah.
He's just looking for another niche to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
he
the,
has seen on TikTok and stuff, a lot of these people get
Well, you remember
get
the
followers
hoodies.
by-
You remember the hoodies that he said he had a whole
Well,
clothing
we went
line.
to Cancun. Remember, he was doing it then. He was going to come up with shorts and all that. We were sitting in the airport before he got
he
picked up.
told
So on our way
another-
there.
Those are mine. I made those shorts.
He told another one of the women that he was messaging that he had a whole clothing line for bigger women that are like conscious about their cellulite and all the things, and he was
he knows
doing really
the first thing about that.
right, and he was making all kinds of money with that. And then he posted on Facebook he had a hoodie brand, but then we went and found the hoodies, and they were actually just Walmart hoodies, like not even joking.
Yeah. We
Bless
saw that.
him. He really is.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no avenue
Is
that he isn't.
I kind of want to I want to. I'm gonna Google that because I feel like there's like a name or a condition or maybe
He's a
something for him,
sociopath,
or
a pathological
Yeah,
liar.
he needs
I mean,
to, like he needs to be studied. By
yeah,
somebody.
yeah, right. Like I mean, because with his many things that he's had his hands in,
I'm
how do you
surprised he's-
find all the time? You're a cop, you're a contractor,
Truck
you're a truck driver. you ran for governor or mayor.
Yes, I forgot about that one.
No,
Yes.
he ran
that's
for governor.
real. He had signs in their yard, and his sister was like, "Take that shit out of our yard."
That is.
Yes.
And he paid to get the signs.
Yes.
Bless him,
So
'cause
he's
he
just
really,
delusional.
Yes.
And I mean,
I will say, but I don't think he's been in jail a lot, right?
No, this is first.
I mean, my sister was in there, and she's got a bunch of degrees. She's HVAC.
Yeah.
She's a paralegal.
Oh,
she's
nice,
a dog
yeah.
trainer. I mean, she's a hairstylist. I mean, she's got like 7 degrees.
Yeah.
But if you think about
But-
it, if anybody has watched Dirty John, he was the same way.
Yeah,
He lied
yeah.
about everything. He faked accidents. Like I think it's just the MO of a con man.
Yep.
yeah.
It is the MO. They have to have attention. Everything has to be big and flashy because that's how they get the attention.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything out of his mouth. I mean, everything.
Y'all, and if you look at his Facebook post or his TikTok, that shit's not his.
Right.
No.
It's not, I swear.
Yeah, anytime you post
None
something,
of the stuff is
take
his.
that picture. I mean, you can use Chat GPT now and all of that.
Yeah.
Take those pictures and slap that in there, and I bet you'll find exactly where he copied and pasted them from and posted them on his
like that camper.
own.
Like these are all the women who got him the camper, and he used them. He never rented it out and made them any money.
No.
No.
He went camping in it.
Yeah.
He
And
took
hid
me
from
and
his
my boys
family.
in it
Yeah.
and told us it was his
Yeah.
camper.
Yeah.
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 Crazy. But yet,
And
you're
then-
the jealous ex.
Oh, I know.
And the John Deere, like John Deere, to the woman who helped him get the John Deeres, they're looking for it.
Yeah.
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 So you can call us and we'll give them your number
it's like-
anonymous.
yeah.
Because they want their equipment back.
Again.
Again,
Right,
yeah.
again.
Yeah. And so, y'all, I was trying to make a spreadsheet, but damn, I mean, there's too many to even put in here. And then every time you get something in here, like more show up. Yeah.
It's never ending.
And so, and then you've got, like, we hadn't even added the new people on
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I still get calls and messages every other day. Anytime I post anything, it's a new woman. I just had one 2 days ago. She was like, "Yeah, he tried to get me to invest $100,000 in his heavy equipment about a year ago."
About a year ago, we were going to Cancun.
Yes.
Was he what he was doing while we were in Cancun?
Probably.
His business calls
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was always
to women.
doing his phone, taking pictures
Yeah.
of just
Now, we
him.
even had a
Yeah.
lady post on our stuff, said that he would, what is it, SA and video stuff, women. And she knows like 6 to 7 females that he's done that to.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Was
Yeah.
that recently that somebody said that?
It's on our, it's on
the
YouTube.
podca-
You
YouTube,
can look
yeah.
on the YouTube
Okay.
comments. Yeah. I think it's
Wow.
on the YouTube stuff. Yeah. And so that might be another, hopefully they weren't trying to model those hoodies and
So,
they got there and he's like, there's no hoodies.
do you guys want to bring on the chick and let
Yes.
her
yes.
tell?
Yeah.
It's wild. So this chick, he actually was talking to her the entire time he and I were together on and off while he was living in my house. He was feeding her some crazy lines of some stuff. So we can have her call and kind of,
Yeah.
she's got
Well, and
a lot.
this is good too, so that people can hear someone else other than us
Right.
just reading it.
Yeah. And the sad one was the lady who had cancer.
Yes.
And her
Yeah.
daughter like said that she knew of 2 other people that he had scammed. And so he just, I hope he.
Well, I looked up mental illnesses that usually have like the symptom of pathological. He's literally antisocial personality, narcissistic personality, borderline personality, Munchausen syndrome.
Munchausen. That's
Yeah.
the one that we were talking about. Yes.
Yep. Because he definitely does that.
Yeah.
Then the histrionic personality disorder, individuals that disorder may lie to be the center of attention. Yep. And obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh, he was the worst. He was the worst with the obsessive compulsive behavior. Everything he does is compulsive.
It says that the pathological lying can be a symptom of OCD where individuals may lie compulsively without apparent motivation. Like he don't even know the truth anymore because he's just.
No, he believes himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, he's got all
So
the.
I'm gonna be like, okay, so add all those together. What's that syndrome?
Yeah, right.
Right. Chat GPT
Seriously.
couldn't even.
Yeah,
do all
right.
of it. It would blow up.
We need to put our headphones on.
Do we all have headphones? I don't have any.
Hello.
I don't see headphones.
I don't have any headphones. He took mine away.
Can you hear us?
Oh, I do right here. Just kidding.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Hey, B.
There you go. Now, can you hear it now?
I can't hear anyone.
I can't hear anything.
I'm here.
Yep.
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you for calling.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
What do you want us to call you on here?
You can call me B.
B.
It's a nickname anyway, so B works.
There's nothing in mine.
Oh, we're still trying to get some people.
Oh, wait, maybe because I had it on the wrong right and left. Does that even matter?
So, B.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah, she can hear. So I was.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. We have a headphone malfunction.
Is that you, Jeff?
It is.
Okay. I'm trying to distinguish the voices.
Well, you'll know mine. It's like I'm chewing on gravel.
That's Ashley.
My voice
I
is
wish
out.
I had a little bit of a deeper, raspier voice. I feel
Well,
like I sound like
you
I'm
say that
12.
till you get called sir every time you order at a drive-thru. However, I could be in a dark room and say something. They're like, "Is that Ashley?" So,
Oh, how funny. I used to get all the time, like when telemarketers would call, "Hi, is your mom there?" I'm like, "No, but my kids are."
That's all right.
So I was prefacing everybody on kind of the timeline that you had met Daniel, but I'm going to let you speak to it.
Okay.
And just kind of like, especially the things that you and I were messaging about yesterday, because they're just so freaking wild, girl.
Bizarre.
But
It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
So also let's start with, how did you find me?
So
I still can't hear.
this is just so insane. I found you through his bondswoman.
So maybe it's not the speaker. Maybe it's the...
wow.
The Bonds lady.
Is it okay to keep talking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They're having the issues. Okay, I just want to make sure. I didn't want to mess it up. Okay, yeah. So I had text from a phone number that I didn't recognize. Hey, I need a huge favor. And I'm like, okay. And I just figured it was one of those like scam texts or whatever.
Okay.
But real quickly, one came after that saying, it's Daniel and I'm in jail. And I'm like, oh, okay, which I knew was a possibility because of what was going on. So he was, of course, trying to get me to provide him some money towards his bond, which I kind of played into purposefully because, one, there's the hell will freeze over before I give him or anybody any money that I'm keeping set aside for my children. So that's not going to happen. But I played into it, and he gave me the bondswoman's phone number. I was like, yeah, call her. She'll be expecting your call, like all this stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So I did call her, and I said, you know, who I was. And she said, yes, I was expecting your phone call. Actually, she didn't answer the first time. She called back. And then I, you know, explained who I was and played into like, yeah, you know, like I might be able to get him a little bit and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I just can't believe he's in all this trouble. And that Jessica, and just kind of wanted to like go in on you, which I was like, okay, but no. So I was like,
Wow.
What was her last name again? Like that quick. And she's like, oh, and gave it to me. And I was like, wrote it down because I knew that you were in real estate from what he had said. But he also told me your name was Brittany, which, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, don't discredit
yeah.
there. There may be a Brittany out there too.
In real estate.
Yeah, right? Oh, I'm sure
A Brittany
there
in
is.
real estate, yes. Come forward.
So I literally just went to Facebook. I typed in your name because I'm like, every real estate agent I know has a Facebook with their cell phone because that's how you market yourself. So I immediately went to that. And what didn't click later, and Jess, I don't even think I told you this, was I had somehow come across the YouTube video of y'all when you were trying to sell the big house.
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that can't be her. Her name's not Brittany.
Oh, my God.
So it's weird because there's so much nonsense that like things pop in your head and you go, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyways, and I was a little hesitant to call, just because I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting involved in. But on the flip side, I wanted to know what I almost got involved in, because I will say I was one of the lucky ones, if you will, that there was not a penny exchange.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I got lunch paid for like 5 or 6
good.
years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I came out with a free lunch.
So we'll talk about that. So
It was probably on Jessica's credit card.
Probably.
Or somebody's.
Thanks,
Yeah, or
guys.
somebody's, yes.
Girl, I
The
got
next
you.
rental we meet on me.
right? But so we'll back up a little bit, because B was actually talking to him on and off the entire time that he and I were together, and she didn't know that we were together.
Oh, wow.
And so tell the story. Can you tell the story of how you met him?
Sure. Yes. So I like to nickname him the Bumble Fumbler.
Wait,
because
the what?
that
The
was-
Bumble?
The Bumble, like the
Bumble
dating
Fumbler.
website?
Oh,
Yes, but the Bumble Fumbler. Yeah, that's.
that's great. The Bumbler Fumbler.
I really feel like that's what they need to name the movie about him.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic.
And I will take full royalties on the name.
Yes.
We will make sure of it. Don't you worry.
No, it was one of those swiping things, and I'm like, oh, he's cute, you know, whatever, and didn't think much of it. I will be honest, I'm 12 years older than he is, and I didn't realize that at the time. I don't know if I just swiped too fast or whatever, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
So, and we spoke a bit, and off was when it didn't say like in travel mode or anything like that. So I assumed he was from the area where I live. I live in a different state,
Okay.
a state where he has family. And so when I said, well, where are you at? Like, are you in this county? Because there is a county and a city that have almost identical names. And here it came to find out it was the city, and the city is the same name as the county, with followed by another name. And so I was like, why doesn't he know where he's from? Like, that was weird. But then I figured out, oh, he's up here visiting family. Like, got it. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm actually from the Nashville area. And I'm like, oh, okay. But like, I've never been not open to moving. So that really wasn't a huge deal to me.
Right.
We did end up meeting for lunch while he was here. And I'm not going to lie and pretend like it was more than it was. Like, it was literally like, hey, we had a nice time. We joked, we laughed, whatever. The family member that brought him, because obviously he didn't have a car, like literally brought him to like check out and make sure that I wasn't going to like, the joke was put a needle in his neck and like kidnap him. And I'm like, maybe I should have been concerned about
Exactly.
that. I'm 5'5". Like, you're a giant.
Yeah, I
like,
was going to say,
really,
he's not a small man.
Well, the
No,
reality of why his brother had to bring him was because he was up there driving the big truck at the time, so he didn't have a vehicle there. So he lied about that. Yeah, he was supposed to be driving his big truck, and he was supposed to be on work and just passing through visiting his brother. Yeah.
Wow.
Gotcha.
And he was
So,
living with me
he was all
during
living
that
with-
time. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And I had no idea. So in that, we hugged goodbye at the end, like all of that. And that was the end of it. Like, we communicated, but there was no like, that's it. Like, we communicated. He would do these little things that seemed like possessive, like, you're mine or you're this or you're that. And I would just laugh. I'm like, dude, I haven't even kissed you. Like, I ain't nothing. I ain't nobody, but you're funny. We spoke on and off. I did hear all of the stories. I heard I fell out of my truck and into a manhole cover down 15 feet and broke my leg and had to have 2 surgeries. And also, he never stated that he drove like semi. He told me that he transported drugs for the government that needed to be destroyed. Oh yeah,
He's told me that story too.
No way.
I can't.
Yes.
Oh, no.
That needed to be destroyed, like, after a case
Oh, wait,
is
yes,
over.
we did hear that.
Girl, he done lied to you, because my cousin that's out of town done called because she's seen the podcast. He wouldn't even pay his bill to run that truck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
B,
Yeah, it was just crazy. So a lot of the
Wow.
stories.
Were you ever, like, this can't be real? Or were you just like, oh, that's cool or great or...
I think because it was, listen, there are a lot of people out there with some very dynamic stories.
Right.
So I just kind of took it at face value.
Yeah.
And that was probably easier for me because I was 2 states away.
Right.
This was not somebody in my life all the time.
Sure.
This was just somebody, it was just more of a casual kind of talking to see if maybe it would lead somewhere.
Right.
And then I started getting pictures of the big house, and when it was framed in, and he's like a selfie with the framing, I could, just the wall framing on the first floor, and starting this big project, and I can't wait. It's going to be my dream home, and maybe you can move there, be enough room for your kids. And I'm like, okay.
Oh,
That's
so what
a beautiful dream
so
to tell
B
somebody.
and Jessica and all your kids,
Yes.
you guys would just be one big happy
Mind
The
you,
Brady vibes.
Yeah, no kidding. The sister wives. There you go.
but mind you, the same big house that almost bankrupted me,
Right.
the same big house that I
you
had all my
you were
money and
making
credit
him
in.
sell
Yeah.
because it went way over what you were wanting and all of that.
And he had no
anyways.
money to fund it. He
Right.
lied because he never
Right.
fell in a drain.
Oh,
Right.
but in his story, he was the main contractor. This was all him. And even when he recontacted me or got back in touch with me back in November, we were speaking just in general about houses because my friend wanted to build a house, and I had a couple just general questions.
Sure.
Because I had no reason to not believe he was that.
Right,
Like,
sure,
I'm not
sure,
looking up
yeah.
his license. So anyhow, he's like, well, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to build a house with that much first floor and not use the second floor. And I'm like, yeah, but what do you need a 10,000 square foot house for, just to say you have one? Like,
Yeah.
one thing that always stood out to me from day one was he was very, quote, I'm air quoting this, open with his financial position,
Yeah.
or what he did. And I actually said to him one day, I said, why are you telling me this? I said, you do realize that there are, okay, I had no idea who was a con man. I said, you do realize that there are women out there that if you give them this information are going to jump on you like flies on poop.
Yep.
Because they're going to be like, oh, he's got.
Yep. They're going to see dollar
I didn't know
signs.
that was it. But I was like, you need to be smarter than this. That's personal and private information. So there's no way I would tell somebody as soon as you've told me anything about my financial position at
Right.
all. And he was, very much about that. At the time that I spoke to him back, and I want to say that was between like 2019-ish and 2020, which Jess and I kind of figured that out with the tornado pictures.
Oh my gosh.
She'll
We've
have to
heard
touch
about
on
it.
that.
Yeah. So that's how I really put together the exact timeline. So it would have been like fall 2019 into spring. And then it just kind of fizzled out, which was fine because I'm not a hot or cold person. You're either in it or you're not. And I don't want to deal with that because that's not emotionally fun for anybody.
No.
And it was too much. Yeah, I'll call you today. Oh, I have bad service. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, I got
Full
my
of
son.
excuses. Yeah. Because there was 20 more of you or trying to be,
Exactly.
he had his hands out just trying to, what did they say? Throw spaghetti on the wall and hope that it
Sticks.
See which
sticks.
one
Yeah.
sticks.
Yep.
Yeah.
B,
Exactly.
did he ever tell you he was in law enforcement?
No, that is one thing he didn't tell. Well, I mean, I guess if you want to talk about like the transporting drugs for like law, but like he never, it's kind of, but no, I was never told he was a police officer.
Oh, good. Or that he ran for mayor.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah,
No.
that actually is true.
I've gotten that story personally from him. So yeah.
But
Yeah, the drain story I got, but
cannot.
he didn't fall out of his truck in the drain, that he stepped
on a drain.
on a drain and
So mine
didn't
was
realize.
that he stepped onto a manhole cover, like the big round manhole cover
Right.
that he could fit through. Because there's no way he's fitting through the one that he actually stepped on.
No.
Right.
And,
Right.
I mean, I don't know anybody that could fit through that. But
Right.
anyway.
Did you send her the
no,
picture?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen the picture. I just can't. Last night I just saw a picture of Jess's old house that I thought was his old house.
Oh.
Yeah, so touch on that. The whole tornado thing.
Yes. So we fizzled off speaking or whatever. He found me on all of the social medias I had in November. And, we spoke a little, like, it all went to my spam because I have mine set very privately and all of that. And then I noticed he started liking any post that I had, which was public, which I only had a couple that were public because I'm a private person. I'm not, so I was like, I told one of my best friends, I was like, I should check my messages because, like, why is he just randomly doing this? I haven't talked to him in like 5 years. And lo and behold, there's 2 messages from him in my spam. So I replied, and he's, was like, oh my God, how have you been? Whatever, puke, puke, puke. So
bullshit.
the first, right, exactly. One of the first things, so we did exchange phone numbers because I'm not a grudge holder kind of, so I'll talk to you. I'm not going to, it's not going to go anywhere, but and so I asked him straight out. I'm a pretty blunt person. I was like, what do you want with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like,
what are we doing? We live in different states. You pop in and out. Yeah.
I don't like that. And that's what I was very clear about. I was like, I don't like the kind of stuff you pulled out. Well, I just feel like I really owe you an apology. I want to come up there to see you. I feel like I owe you one in person. And I'm like, no, the one on the phone's good enough. You don't need to come up there.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I didn't really put a lot of 2 and 2 together just because of the timeline. But in my Facebook memories pops up a thing. And at that time, what he said was, I don't have Facebook. So because all my family tries to get money off me, so I just shut my Facebook down. Okay. That was back in 2020. So I'm like, okay, cool. But he sent me pictures. The one day I had called him and he texted me and said, I can't answer. I'm in the crawl space of my house. A tornado's coming through. Well, you probably wouldn't have service, but okay, whatever you say. Maybe you're just being precautionary.
And that's what you're doing. You're texting somebody that tried to call you that you're actually not even dating to let them know. You're not worried about your kid, your house, your family, but got to text the girl. Tell her, sorry, I can't answer your call right now. I'm hiding, saving
in a crawl space. But oddly enough, it popped up in my Facebook memories this year because I put out a post that just said, keep this area of Tennessee in mind, friends down there. I was very vague, didn't use a name, nothing.
Right.
And I actually sent it to Jessica. I was flagged. I was like, girl, that is literally in my Facebook memories because I said to him in March, oh my God, remember when your house well, not that he would forget, but I was like, when your house got hit by that tornado, I put up a post and I screenshotted it and sent it to him. He's like, that was really sweet of you. Okay, whatever. Well, Jess and I realized last night she Google image searched the pictures and they are straight from the internet.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, we're not surprised. He must have an app for that. Does he have an app for that?
Well,
I know.
But he does all those things. Yeah. Those are his excuses and reasons as to why he can't come see you or why he can't answer the phone. So it doesn't look like,
I would love to see his notes.
An act of God.
Right.
How do you keep up with who you're telling what to? I bet you anything when you said to him, oh, do you remember when this happened? He probably forgot.
Oh, yeah.
And he probably at first thought, oh, shit, I forgot I told her about
his thing with me all the time was, I never said that. Yeah, you did because my kid remembers it.
Yeah,
your kid remember.
Right.
Tell about so I'm trying to think the best way to word this. So talk about your interactions with his mom.
Oh,
because you were not the only one that has interactions with his mom.
No.
Oh boy.
No, me and the lucky 4 or 5 of us.
Right.
So he had, oh God, he was like, oh yeah, one day you'll have to meet my mom, blah, 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 whatever. And I had been keeping up with his court dates and because the stories were obviously not what he told me, or what he told me was not what was actually going on. I had no idea about the $1.3 million settlement. I had no idea about the woman that he stole the money from, with the 71-year-old who happens to be the same age as my mother, which put me on a whole other level of furious.
Right.
What remind me what he told you was the reason he got arrested in Miami, because it was a lie.
So he said that he had parked some of his construction equipment, his heavy equipment, on some property, and the guy was trying to say it was his, and he had moved it off the property, and so the guy had pressed theft charges. And I said, well, that doesn't even make any sense because if it's your equipment,
they're not going to
you should have titles for that. No, you should have titles for that, yada, yada.
They're not going to arrest you in another state for that.
Right. And I'm just like, and obviously this second time of speaking to him, all my radars were up. There's something about you. And I'm just like, but I'm playing dumb kind of purposely because I want to hear what crap you're going to tell me. Listen, a lot has happened in 5 years. I'm not playing this game. So
it's almost insulting that he thinks women are that dumb.
It is. It is.
Well, exactly. And so, and then he said, so then when he got arrested the second time that I knew of, which was when the sheriff came, I believe, he told me that it was because somebody that Jess knew and that gentleman and Jess were trying to get back at him. That the guy he did some work for the guy. The guy signed the paper saying he was happy with it, blah, blah, blah. It was like $7,500. He's like, yeah, he paid me with like 3 different credit cards. But then stopped payment on the cards and said that he wasn't happy with the work and he was trying to get the money back. So I went to my bank and had them get it back and hold it until that. But he's trying to say I tapped in on another credit card that I don't even have the information on because he didn't use that credit card to pay me. And so now they're trying to say that I committed fraud on his credit card. And like, he showed me all kinds of papers on FaceTime, which going back to his mom was how I met his mother. One girl said she was sitting on the couch when they all 3 talked on the phone. When I talked to them on the phone, she was doing dishes. So it was
my God.
To me.
So what is he doing with his mom? I'm confused.
So his mom stays with him for the court dates, and I think he's getting the women. He's putting his mom in the picture to make them feel special because I get to meet his mom type of thing.
And almost that verifies his story.
Right.
You're not going to lie with your mom standing there.
Oh, he probably had appointments. Like, Mom, we're talking to so-and-so at 7:45.
Here's your spreadsheet. Yeah. This is what you got to tell this one. This is what you have to tell this one. Like, what is wrong with him? Oh my God.
Yeah, and he made sure his mom had my phone number and that I had hers. And I was very respectful to her because that's just how I am. And I was like, I did check in on her and I said, are you doing okay? Because when I did, we kind of actually didn't speak on the phone or anything for the whole probably a month or so before he got put away. Or got his bond revoked or whatever. So I knew I did check on him. I said, this is basically, I told him I didn't want to talk to him anymore, but I said, this was your last court date that I had in my calendar. Hoping it goes well again, because I had no idea what it was really based on. And I said, if I don't hear from you, I'll check in with your mom. Well, it didn't ever. I knew at that point he was in jail. So I did check in on her later that night. She called me the next day. It was very kind, didn't ask me for any money, anything. And she said, I'll keep you posted. And I said, okay. And that was kind of the end of that conversation. But I feel like she just enables him by doing these things. And she needs to be accountable to some extent too. Yeah. I don't mean like go to jail or anything like that, but but you don't get to do this. I get it's your son. I get it's your baby. I have a son. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he did any of this stuff and he would get a straight ass whooping from me.
Yes.
Like there would be no like, oh, let me call all your girls for you. No.
Yeah. Right. I just wonder how many girls that she does this for. Like
we know of at least how many is it? Like 4 now? 4 or 5?
I know there's I'm trying to think of all the states. If I think of the states, I know it's 4. I know 4 for sure.
I would call his mom and be like, can you tell me how many other women your son's talking to?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, see if see what her story is.
Yeah.
Once I found everything out, I lost my mind. Like once I spoke to Jessica on the phone, and I'm trying to find, I didn't even save the text. I'm sure it's up in the iCloud somewhere.
Yeah, right.
It's up in the cloud, like where everything else is.
Yeah.
But so angry, but I would pride myself on the fact that I didn't cuss him out. Jail chirp tones are quite interesting because I didn't even know that was a thing. Like,
me either.
Yeah.
From jail, and I was like, "What is going on?" But I'm looking for the picture because I sent it to my friend. What I said.
So did you actually confront him once you found out?
I did not call and confront him, but I did text him. And I'm trying to find it.
I wonder if I called his mom and been like, hey, I'm Kila and I've been talking to Daniel. How's he doing?
Oh
he told me to call you. He told me to reach out to you.
He told me to call you to see if you needed anything. I'll do it. I don't care.
I would do it too.
Right.
I wouldn't say my name because he knows me. But.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing too, is he was trying to swindle the bondswoman too, because he was saying he only needed $15,000, but the bond is $60,000.
Right.
So there's no way. He she was going to try to like be good with him for the extra 45 because he was going to get it as soon as he got out of jail. Okay, buddy. So, you know, whatever you say, if that like, and so I almost called her back to tell her like, hey, he's swindling you too.
Right.
So I don't know exactly what you're thinking, but I didn't, because I just at that point wanted nothing else to do with him.
Absolutely.
I just said, you know, for my peace of mind, I don't want to be bothered with this.
Right.
It's just too much. I had already decided that like 6 weeks ago based on something he posted on TikTok that I thought was highly inappropriate. And then after all of this came up, I just said, no, we're good.
It was the video.
The kitchen video where he does the shimmy thing?
With no,
with
no underwear on. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I haven't seen
and I
it. He is
said,
so stupid and gross.
And then his big thing was, well, it's just a dance. It's just funny. I said, no, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, my kid could be on your For You page, or my kid was on his For You page, or he stalked her. I don't really know. She's adult, so like whatever. But I said, if you can see my child might be able to see you. And the last thing I would ever want is for my daughter to see a person that has interest in me swinging his goods around for TikTok, because that's where you need to get your validation.
No,
I said, if
he
you
must
need
be getting
your
paid
validation
for those too, along with the cooking videos. Every time he
I'm sure.
thrusts his
He's
pelvis,
probably-
he probably gets $10 from TikTok.
I bet
I'm
he's
telling
got
you.
an OnlyFans page.
Oh, I guarantee you.
Point, he should
bet
have
he
his
does.
bail money,
Yeah.
right?
B,
I mean, I feel like he should have bail money.
B, remind me, because I know some of the girls in the other states, he had gotten on FaceTimes with their children and talked to their children. Did he talk to your kids?
Not me.
Okay, I can't remember if
No.
you were one of them. Okay.
No, and it's funny because my daughter she's like, Mom, he's just an F boy. Like, she had a feeling about him, and usually it's the opposite way around. Like, and she's like, oh, are you going to listen to me this time? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to listen to you. But I was like, I just can't. I said, I'm very protective of my children, even though they're adults.
Right.
You know, there's just certain things I'm not going to do, and that's one of it. You're not going to talk to my children.
No.
So.
No.
And after B found me, there were some in some other there were some in some other states. And the chick sent me the messages she sent to Daniel when she found out about all these other girls, and she was like, I literally let you talk to my kids. It was my kids. Like, you told me we were a thing, but then you're telling this woman that and that. Like, I've got like several women that he was doing that with.
I mean,
right.
That's a whole nother level of, I mean, he doesn't,
Well,
we
my
all know he
daughter
doesn't
has
care
her own
about anybody
business.
but himself, so.
Yeah.
My daughter has her own business, and he'll be like, yeah, I got to talk to her about that. No, you don't. No, you don't, sir.
don't.
I was a business owner, so I can go ahead and handle that.
Yep.
But I just found what I sent to him. So I sent this after I spoke to Jessica and after I saw the first podcast. I literally sat in shock after the first podcast, even though Jess and I had totally spoken about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think seeing it on my big screen TV, I was like,
Right.
oh my God, this is a Dateline.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what?
This is like
kind of
IDTV,
insanity.
like Netflix, like the Tindler Swindler.
Right.
But
It's just, it was so unreal. But
Yeah.
this was what I sent to him. I said, I just wanted to let you know that I've seen the podcast, the Are We Dating the Same Person Facebook page with all the posts about you, with dozens of women talking about what you've done to or taken from them and how you turn it around on them. I've seen so much. You are a despicable, lying narcissist. And the fact that you thought for one hot second I would actually give you money without looking into your situation more blows my mind. I'm not stupid like the rest of these women. I will thank God every day that he spared me from any type of relationship with you. Do not ever try to contact me again. And just know that whatever you might say after you read this, doesn't matter, because I'm blocking you the second I send this, and I'll never see your response. I truly do not care what you have to say. All he was able to respond back was, OMG, wow.
Yeah.
Because I was going through, and I will say I blocked that chirp phone or whatever it's called last, because I knew he was going to come back with something. But I went and blocked him on every social media. I asked my daughter to do the same. And then that was what he got out before I blocked that phone number. I blocked him, his mother, his jail phone number, and his bondswoman.
good.
Because I don't play those games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even.
I'm-
She is
Her name's
horrible.
Peggy.
Yeah, she's horrible.
Peggy?
Some of the victims have reached out to her when they found out all this was going on, and her whole thing is, I'm some psycho stalker and all this stuff. Like,
Okay, but
there's
these
no
women are
talking to her.
Oh, okay.
She literally told one of the victims, I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm doing my
What?
job. Yeah, she literally told her, I don't care. She asked why. She
doing
even
her
asked, hold on.
job. Didn't she reach out to you?
No.
Say something? No, she didn't.
No,
I thought
but she
that's-
even told one of the victims, why would you even give him money? Like, that's what she said to the victim. Why were you so
Well, then
stupid
why-
to give him
Oh,
Then
money?
why are you, I mean, I understand it's her job if that's her business, but you still don't, you gotta,
Moral compass.
yeah, your job is to get the money to get him out, not,
Well, and you're an
Scold.
idiot.
He's not even going
Not
to get the
scold,
money.
right.
He can only come out. He can only come
Right.
up with a quarter of it.
yeah, her
And
job is a
so she's not
bondswoman,
gonna
not
get the money anyway.
not a
Well, the
teacher
thing is,
or
if
whatever
he's a
to
huge
scold all these
scammer,
women about
I'm not
what
putting
they
my
should
name
or
on your
shouldn't have
shit.
done.
No.
No.
Like,
Like, what are you doing? Yeah, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah, she won't talk to anybody. Her and she's fixated on the same thing that Daniel is. My ex set me up. She's a psycho. She's a stalker. All
So
she does is
these
talk about me.
All these victims that have reached out to him, like I said before, they're
Somehow they're your fault?
Yeah, is
Right.
that your fault too?
Right.
Oh my god.
actually, we should probably push her to bond him out for whatever 30,000, just so she can scam the shit. He can scam her, and then be like, "You want to come on the podcast and tell your story?" Since you didn't believe nobody,
Right.
come on.
Yeah.
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 So actually, we need to write a letter of recommendation for her too.
I may call her and be like, "Hey, Daniel told me to call you."
You should.
You should.
Yeah.
Girl, I have her phone number blocked somewhere in my things. Like a plug.
Well, you can just
Do
send it
it.
to us, and I
Yeah,
will.
send
I will
it
call
on,
her.
Send it on over.
Yeah, let her ass get scammed, and then we'll hear
Maybe
what.
let me go to
Maybe
my
we should
broadcast
all do
house.
it.
I'll
Like,
record
one
it.
day
I'll
block-
record it and be like,
me too.
"How dumb are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm exposing you."
Or just say like, well, could you let him out for 20,000 instead of 30? Is that what she's wanting? 30 right now?
At this point, I don't even
So-
know.
When I spoke to him, it was that he needed, so the actual bond was 60 that he needed to pay of the 600,000. But she was going to do it for 15 because he was going to give it to her as soon as he got out of jail.
Yeah.
I say that dripping in sarcasm.
I got like goosebumps because I'm trying to think. The reason this man is in prison to begin with is because he has been stealing money from people.
I would.
So
So
you're
the bond
going to
lady,
take
surely
his
she knows
word?
that.
You're going to
Yeah,
take his
she knows
word
the
that
charges.
he's just going to get out and what? Go
Right.
go get another one of those
Right.
scratchers that he won all that money
Yeah, and
on.
of all people, she would know his exact
Right.
charges and
Yeah.
about the 1.3
Yeah.
judgment against him.
Like they're-
And here's the thing: if he has access to this money that he's getting, like, then someone else couldn't pick it up
His
for him.
mom absolutely could. Yeah.
Right.
right.
Surely she's not that stupid to think that.
Well,
Like, no, just give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Is it buried in your backyard? Like,
Right, I'll be right back.
like,
I'll be there in 1 minute.
She's gonna get in his car and
Take
trip
off.
or
yeah, and we're
shove
gonna
his
have her
foot,
ass
and
in
then
the
he's
podcast.
gonna sue her.
yeah. Yeah.
So I had told Jeff I was on the phone with him one night and it was raining really bad. He's like, "Yeah, I got to get all this stuff moved." Well, when we started talking, I was like, he was probably moving all the stuff that they're coming for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It had to have been that day.
Yeah.
It had to have been that day.
I don't have her number anymore.
I
I'm
have
really
it.
upset.
You do?
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jess
Wait,
has it. Jess has it.
Wait, is 937 a Tennessee number though? 937.
No.
937
931 is.
931?
Oh, all right. I must have just deleted her contact because I have all his box up in there, but I don't have. her
I have
number,
it
and
somewhere
I'm
on my
sorry about
phone.
Well, that is crazy, and good for you for
Yeah.
checking in. Everybody, I don't
Dodging
understand
that
how these
bullet.
women are believe him.
that. No, and it's. I think.
I mean,
I don't know, because I
I've fallen for like idiots before too, so
Yeah.
I do understand. But
Right.
you're just like, damn, you got some luck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
he's been
you got a
very
black
lucky. I
cloud
think
on
he's
you.
strategic, where he talks to people, how he talks to people, how he finds them. He's not that he's not finding people in his own state, but he's kind of, his horizons are broad. So he's not afraid to talk to people in other states. And you know what, in his mind, if he tells me Jess's name is Brittany, what are the chances I'm ever going to find this Brittany real estate agent and find out,
Right.
you know, and she's in another state, that any of this stuff is not true? Because, I mean, he gave me the whole spiel about, oh, yeah, when I got engaged, I spent $40,000 and flew her whole family down and yada, yada. And okay, whatever you say.
And the true story is I ended up having to pay for the trip because he never did, and he put the ring on my credit card.
I was going to say, girl, you bought your own ring. That was the first question I asked her.
And none of our family was on that trip. So when she told me that, I was like, stop it.
My God.
And that's usually the two words I have in this whole situation are stop it or I can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no response anymore. It's either stop it or I can't.
Well,
or girl.
welcome to the last year
I just
of our life.
wonder where he gets his
think
data from. Does he watch movies? Does he, like, what does he mimic?
I don't even know.
I think he
I'm
just
trying to
tries
figure out
things and
because-
what sticks.
Yeah.
And maybe,
Yeah,
like, because when he met you, he became a builder.
Right,
He
because
just
I was
takes
in a
on
real estate, yeah.
everybody's
He's a
personality.
chameleon. Yeah, he's a chameleon.
Well, I think if you really like break it down, besides the fact that he's just scum, I think he's a man that has a very low self-esteem.
Oh,
I don't know
absolutely.
where
Yeah.
that comes from in his childhood, but he's all about bragging. He's all about what I can do and look what I do.
Yeah.
And all that. And that to me is just a reflection of somebody who wasn't either loved correctly or whatever. I don't know. And it's very, and honestly, I don't have any, like, I don't feel bad for him, but I feel bad for people who
It's
don't have
sad.
that kind of life. But then when you take it to a level where you're now literally screwing people out of their life savings, like, no, because you're an adult, you know better, you do better, not you do what was done to you and worse. You're
Yeah.
supposed to leave people better than you found them, and he definitely does not
Absolutely.
do that. And I said to Jess yesterday on text, I said, maybe this will be his rock bottom. It should be, because what's your son going to tell people? Oh, yeah, my dad's in jail because he's a scammer.
No.
But I think I think he believes it.
Yeah, we've discussed this in I think in the past, is that he's been doing this his whole life.
He feels like he's a victim.
right,
Yeah,
and
he does.
he justifies every action and everything he says and does because he's created all of that in his own mind. So for him, it's like, no, that didn't happen. I'm,
Right.
Or
I know,
like
I'm
Kila said,
sitting here going, so he rode in the back of the cop car that made him an officer. He jumped in a bounce house, so he made him an officer. He's eating in a restaurant, so now he's
Oh wait, let's not forget the bar and the restaurant that he owned and
Yeah.
all the other stuff.
And the
yeah.
kids, wait, didn't he own a kid's play place?
Yeah,
too?
yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't there-
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything he does, he takes
Yeah.
that on.
he probably just thinks, like Kila said, I just got a black cloud over me and I can't get,
Yeah.
just all this
Yeah,
bad
it's
stuff
just
happens.
No,
brain,
his
just
famous-
because of brain.
His famous line was, "I don't understand why I don't bother nobody. I
Yes.
just stay to
Oh, okay.
myself. I don't
I
nothing.
have-
Everything that has happened around him is he's just being victimized
I
by
have
everybody."
so many messages of him saying that even to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't bother anybody. I'm going to church. I'm doing this. It's
I can't believe he's not a
Oh,
preacher.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the church. Yeah, well, then maybe that'll be his next thing.
Right.
He
Yeah,
he's in
actually
jail.
told
He's
me
Reading the
about
probably a
Bible.
chaplain. I bet he's
read
a
the Bible? Yeah.
I bet he's a
He's all the
chaplain
time.
in jail.
He told one of the chicks he was getting ready to go to church in jail. I had
Oh,
the
yeah.
messages.
He's
yeah.
probably reading the Bible as he's in there so
Yeah.
he could be knowledgeable.
Yeah. So, but then when he comes out, he's going to be a pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Daniel at
Yeah.
your service.
And I said earlier, I wonder how long it takes for him to start manipulating all the men that he's in jail with.
Right.
I don't think he would get far with them.
No.
No, they're not.
Because
gonna-
They're
because what-
dumb. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
but-
talking about one.
But unless he's saying, like, I can get you XYZ, I don't think they would fall for it, because what are they going to get out of it? You know what I mean?
You never
Right.
know.
The false promise, like we all do.
Yeah, you
Everybody
never.
else.
It's just like they give him access to the outside world with this chirp device. And not saying he would ever do this, but like even if he finds somebody in there that's about to get out, hey, I'll pay you this amount of money to go kill her because she's making my life hard. I mean, you just never.
Yeah,
know.
that's true. Yeah.
You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see the men falling for his bullshit, because he doesn't have anything to offer them, like, love, family. They don't give a shit
Yeah.
about that.
Girl, he got a butthole.
Well,
Yeah.
other than money.
And I'm sure he'd give that up for the right amount. So.
Other than money.
I
that-
mean, let's just keep it real. He
He
got a
could
mouth
pay
and a
them.
butthole. He got two assets.
You got to do what you got to do. Work hard, play hard.
Oh,
Sorry, B.
I'm sorry.
We always got to find the silver lining in everything.
Well, I mean, he does have those pretty blue eyes. So there
Oh,
you go.
God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I will say this, though.
I mean,
He
I
will
can see somebody going,
go-
"Come here, pretty boy."
Uh-huh.
Come here, blue eyes. No,
You got pretty
Blue
eyes.
eyes. Oh, blue eyes.
Oh, he could be the blue-eyed bumbler.
Ooh.
That's a good
I'm
one.
gonna have 27 names for this movie. But
I would be scared though if I was him because he has people that he's lied to
Right.
that went to jail
Right.
that were looking for him very actively
Uh-huh.
on all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
And
he's
now that
either
he's
laying
in there-
low. When he's in there, he's laying low and keeping his head down because he don't want anybody to know, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Or he's telling people like, hey, I've got mine on the outside.
Yeah.
So when you get out, whatever.
Yeah.
He's laying
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
you know,
do
I mean,
whatever.
he's you know that he's got some cockamamie BS story
yeah.
that he's telling whoever's going to listen for when he gets out, and you know he gets
Yep.
this all sorted out because this is all just a misunderstanding.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrongfully
I'm
accused.
gonna predict the next thing that's gonna happen. He's gonna find some woman, some woman that works like prison guard, and he's gonna
I
woo
thought that-
her,
Yeah.
and they're gonna escape,
Oh.
and they're gonna get caught.
Yep.
You
Well,
know that
I
there
thought
was
that's gonna be
I've already told you guys I watch a lot of IDTV, and do you remember that girl a couple years ago that she was like the warden and
Yeah,
she
and
had
she-
a full blown
Yeah,
affair and
blonde
busted.
lady.
And she killed herself?
Yeah, they
Yes.
busted him, got him out, and then they took off and they ended up going after her.
Yeah,
I think
and she killed herself,
yeah.
but they don't, no one
Yeah.
saw her pull the trigger,
yeah,
but yeah.
yeah.
Like Dana White
It's
or
scary.
something.
And the one
Yeah.
thing
Yes.
that he bragged about one time and sent me pictures of was all the guns. I'm all for Second Amendment, so you know,
Yeah, us too.
I own
Yes.
a gun. That's fine too. But he showed me a picture, and he had two guns set up at every window in his bedroom, and a couple down in the regular part of the house. And I said, "What do you need all that? Like that's like you're about to go to war."
Right.
Like I didn't understand that.
When was
And
wait,
I
when
said,
was
well,
that?
Well, it would be sometime after the first of the year he showed up.
When those people
So
were
maybe
looking
when
for
those
him?
people were looking for
Probably.
him.
Yeah, he's been literally sleeping with one eye open,
Mm-hmm.
as he
Oh,
should.
for sure. And then he sent me a video of him shooting at, I don't know if he hit it, a possum that was up on his back porch. I
God.
was like, leave it alone. Like,
Yeah,
we're
right.
out in the middle of
I'm
what
like you
looks
got
like
enough.
nowhere.
You
Like,
got enough things to worry about. Stop killing poor little possums.
Does he have a lot of guns?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
He does.
I
I
ain't
mean,
going
I
to for
thought
long.
he
They're going to
died.
auction them off.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of them
Well, we have a lot of guns
for
too,
birthdays
so
and
I
stuff when we were
challenge him.
together.
Right.
A lot of them
I
actually
have two
belong
in
to
my
me,
car,
so I'm wondering
actually.
if I'll ever get those back.
Are
they got your name on
Are
it?
they, oh
If
no
they're
no
registered in
You
your
got to
name,
get
you
those
should
away
be
from
able
him. They're in your name.
Yeah.
He cannot have those. No,
Okay.
because if he does something with them, it
It
comes
back
on
to
you.
you.
No.
Well, if
You should report them.
If he's a
report
felon-
them stolen.
Yeah, if
Yes.
he's a felon,
They're
he
gonna
can't have
come
them
take
at
them
all.
anyways.
That's big.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I don't
big.
know that they'll go take them. I mean,
They do.
Do they?
They
Yeah.
will. They will. Yeah.
yeah,
I would.
they'll
Especially
confiscate 'em.
Rutherford
And then-
County,
Oh, yeah.
because they already know with all him. Just be like, I know all this is going on, but he does have guns in his possession that are in my name, because it's true. If he gets in a gunfight, if somebody happens to attack him and he happens to shoot at somebody with your gun and it's registered to you,
Yeah, because
you're
I think
going to
it's like
take the
3
fall
of them.
for it.
Yeah, I think. It's
I mean,
got
you're
3.
not going to totally take. He will too, but
Right.
because it was
But
your
you'll
gun,
be-
it's like
yeah.
you gifted it to him or give him. Yeah, yeah. No, add that to your list
I
of
know
things.
things I gotta do.
Y'all don't know anybody that's in jail here?
Not in that county.
Oh, it's not here.
He's in
No.
Franklin County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. If anybody knows anybody in Franklin County jail,
Yeah.
Reach out.
we were very interested to know what scams he's pulling there. He ain't-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's keeping his head down like, oh shit. But those people aren't from
How do
Franklin
you
County, right?
communicate with him on Chirp? Not that I'm good
I
at
have the phone number.
Oh, you
No,
do?
It's just a text. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
still
just
have it.
text.
It's
You can
blocked.
only text on it, but because
So if you text, will it tell him who is texting him?
it'll just give him the phone number.
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
I
it gives them your phone number.
Yeah.
So like if I unblocked him, I should unblock him and text him. Be like, hey, how are you
Can
doing?
you text him from like WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Because he has my phone number. So
Yes. But he probably didn't
I
write
don't-
You
your
don't,
phone
yeah,
number
you don't have
down.
your phone number in
not
jail.
in jail.
No.
But when
Yeah.
it comes out. I mean, he already thinks that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Well,
talking
I
We have
know
a
that-
pile of crap anyways. Me and Ronnie both.
I know that his phone is there at the jail, and I know that his mom is how, like, he made sure she had my phone number. So, but the one thing I told Jess was, you know, like, he's obviously a nice looking guy, minus that beard thing he's got going on, but
pubic
that's
hair
just
beard.
a mess. I told him he needed. It's horrible. I was like, you need to cut that.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at his regular pictures, like, he just looks like this young, attractive guy, whatever. But I said, his mugshot, he looks nuts.
Yeah.
That's who he really is,
Well,
though.
because they don't
And
have
that's scary.
filters there.
Yeah.
And they didn't let him retake it because it didn't look good.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't filter
Yeah.
that
Wait,
shit.
let me try another angle.
Yeah.
Let me
Going
try
for good.
again.
Let's do it again.
Especially the first go around when we were coming back from Cancun, because I mean, I was a deer in the headlights because I'm like, what is it? And he obviously deep down knew, but I think for him in that picture, he was like, what the hell? And it happened in front of us and you.
Yep.
So it would have been different if it was just you, but it was us too. And, you know, asking questions like, how does that happen?
Oh, yeah.
How do
He
you
kept
get-
telling me, he was like, don't you tell them anything. Just tell them
Yeah.
I got held up and I'll be home and this and that. As soon as I got back, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Yep, he was arrested.
I was the look on her
That's
face.
so crazy.
Yeah, the
Oh,
look
yeah.
on her face. I'm like, where's Daniel? She's like, girl, he's not coming. I'm like, what do you mean? We're about to board our flight home. No, they took him. I'm like, what do you mean they took him?
He's been
Like,
retained.
yeah. And then once we got off the plane in Nashville and we were able to look, it was a felony warrant. So again, a felony warrant is not
A traffic violation.
or whatever he said his
Right.
stuff was moved. They would have waited till he came back to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Not arrested him
Oh,
in
absolutely.
Miami so that they could keep him there and then send him, you know,
His
extradite
story
him here.
I
that
have
he
a
was,
question.
yes.
So when because, and I guess this is just something we never really spoke about. He said he was in Miami for a few weeks, and you said they extradited him back up to Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
He spent about 2 weeks
Yeah, it
was-
at Miami-Dade. No.
No, they wouldn't go get him. They made him wait until the very last day, and then 2 deputies went and drove all the way down there to go get him and bring him back.
That is so funny because he's like, I wasn't paying that bond, so I just waited it out.
He didn't
I'm
even
like,
have a
oh.
bond
I'm
until
like,
he got
"Where's
back."
that
Yeah,
at?"
he didn't have
Yeah.
a bond in Miami. They
Yeah.
just
Right.
they had to
'Cause
keep
they
him
hadn't
and
even
do
processed him.
the process, the paperwork, all of that. He was
I'm
able
not
to make
shocked. It's just
Yeah.
hilarious.
Right.
that
Mhm.
What he comes
yeah,
up with.
and it was
I
the
just
same
waited
thing.
It out.
Yeah, and it was even the same thing. Even when he got back and got out, he was trying to hang out with us.
Yes.
Remember? He
Yes.
was like, "Oh, I miss you guys."
No,
blah
thank
blah blah.
you.
Yeah, and Ronnie's and I'm like, he's got an ankle monitor on. I am not. I am sorry.
draw the line.
Yeah, I was like, we were gonna go to main event, and I was like, you know, there's like little kids that run around, you know, and this guy's walking around main event with all these kids with his ankle monitor. I was like, no, I mean, I said, and I can't go and sit and be fake because he still wasn't being honest. Even my husband was like texting him like, man, you know, you got yourself into some trouble. And he's just like, oh, it's just a big misunderstanding.
He said
And
it was mistaken grand theft auto.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he told everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was because he had such a common name and they had him mistaken for grand theft auto.
So they already told him that. So they already told him that when they were like, look, we got you here, but it's a mistake. But we're just going to keep you here.
Yeah.
We're extraditing all that.
Yeah.
But
We're going to have
It was an accident.
Yeah. I'm like, and let me guess, this was an accident too. All of it's just one big misunderstanding.
dear God.
Listen, he's like Bob Ross, just a happy little accident.
I
Happy
love
little
her.
con.
I do.
But what is
we
crazy
need
about
to get you to Tennessee.
I know. So what is crazy about this whole situation is like I've formed bonds bonds with these
Well,
women.
yeah, it's like a trauma bond.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we have
Jess
also
and I are already planning a meetup, and I
Yeah.
don't know who the other person talking is that was with. I know you.
Janene.
Is it Meg?
Me.
Janene, you were on the second cast, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I did watch that one too. But listen, I said we need to have like a meetup of everybody that's out
Yes.
of school because some of
Yes.
these girls are like nuts and like still
Right.
think he's whatever.
Right.
I'm like, no, we need to do this.
And we need to
totally
hear
down for
everybody's
it. I was like,
stories. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like what's
I'm like, if
similar-
nothing else comes out of it, you found a bunch of women that
Exactly.
bonded together
Right.
and said,
Exactly.
no,
Right.
we're not. I mean, Jack has been through the worst of it, along with
Right.
that the 71-year-old and then the one with the 1.3. But like, that could have been so many of us so easily. And the fact that everybody the majority of us were willing to just say, hey, let's talk about this.
Right.
You know, it wasn't easy for me to call Jess because, one, I was told horrible things about her.
Yeah, and you don't know how she's going to react.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really know what's going on. I mean, luckily he was already in jail, so it really didn't matter. But on the flip side of that, I didn't even know how she'd react. Like, maybe she'd be really mad at me. And I literally apologized for her for having lunch with him. I was like, I didn't know he had a girlfriend, but I'm sorry I had lunch with him.
Yeah.
Like, because I wouldn't do that to somebody. Right. And so the
well,
fact
and
that
at
I was
the
put
end
in a
of,
position I wouldn't put myself in really irks me too.
At the end of the day, I mean, the common denominator in all this is him. And he's, you know, anything that happened was his doing, because he very obviously, I'm stating the obvious, but he very much knew what he was doing. He
he's
knew
good
that
at
he
what
was
he
in
does.
a relationship with you and out swindling other women for other things and other reasons. And if none of this other stuff had happened, you would still be in the thick of it with all these other women.
Absolutely.
So yes, at the very least, I mean, we wanted to stop him first and foremost, and then try to get justice for some of these women if possible, and make
100%.
it known, you know, that women, or not just women, but a majority of women are not alone.
And he doesn't go after like stupid women.
No.
He goes after like powerful,
and that's
successful.
real frustrating.
Right, because it's like, you're really ballsy. You're not
Yeah.
just going after these idiots that
Right.
just would fall for stuff.
Right.
Like,
and catching them when they're vulnerable, like when after they've lost a parent or in an accident or whatever the case may be. Oh, let me help you when you're really not. I mean, that takes a whole. That's a very
Evil.
special,
Yes.
and I don't mean it in a good way, individual to do some shit
Yes.
like that
yes.
to women. It's one thing to be like, oh, business deal, you know,
Right.
you've got the money, but you're taking the last of something that somebody has, or maybe their last memory of their mom or their dad or whoever it was, or their all their life savings, like Deborah.
Yeah, there's a level of evil there.
Right.
That's,
You know, it's not like, oh, I didn't Venmo you that $100. Like, you know,
right.
It's,
it's,
I mean,
it's just very.
no. So
I'm glad it finally got brought to light.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, they always say everything comes to light eventually.
Absolutely.
And so
What's done in the dark.
even the darkness.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate
Yes.
you telling
Yes.
your story.
Oh,
Thank you.
And we can't wait to
Absolutely.
meet you in person.
I know. I'm super stoked about that. Like, I really do want to do that. I would love that, because I think the one common denominator between the girls is he did pick, although he did some stupid things, he picked some pretty cool chicks.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
the best thing
Yeah.
that came
we should
out
all
of
just
all
get a
this.
big ass Airbnb.
And just, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
I'm
fun.
100%
That would be
down.
so fun.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
going to make it happen.
Or just have a,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, the divorce parties, even though you guys
Yeah.
weren't married, none of you guys were married to him, but like a divorce Daniel party. Or
Retreat.
a retreat.
Right. The retreat.
Have you dated a dumbass?
Wow. Right?
Have you dated a dumbass?
Retreat.
Oh my gosh.
Retreat.
That's great.
Just a retreat at
we
the
would be
other
rich.
end.
Yeah. Hell, actually, just
might
wait. We
wanna
might have a
invite a
business
therapist.
idea.
Oh,
Come
God,
on.
you're-
We should
yeah.
call Daniel.
Oh, yeah, we should give Daniel calls.
We can
Yes.
do this at your
Jump on-
playground thing that you
Business
did.
Yes, the trailer
adventure.
park.
Yeah, the
We've got this.
Oh, yeah.
We've got this.
I can't. Oh my gosh.
We'll pick Daniel's brain and find out all
His
the knowledge.
business. Yeah, 'cause he's got so much business sense, you know?
He's a jack of all trades,
I'm
Yeah.
master of nothing.
maybe he'll make us all a
Absolutely.
hoodie.
Hey, we want to know how to be a
my
con
God. And he
artist
can
just
cook for
like
us.
you.
I just want his confidence.
Right?
Like I said, I couldn't swindle somebody out of a keychain, much less.
No.
Right?
Damn.
I feel bad. Like I said, when you're like, I'll Venmo you that money, and then you forget and you like lose sleep over it.
Yes.
You're like, I think I just
Yes.
jacked up
I
for
do that
$20.
all the time.
Yes.
All the
Yes.
time.
And he's over here taking hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
what?
nothing.
Yeah.
It's not gonna affect her.
That's not what happened.
Her kid can't
yeah,
eat.
I
She don't have a house, but
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
good.
He's good. That's all that
But he
matters.
got a new truck.
That's
Right?
Yeah.
Did he get a new truck?
Well, we're just saying,
Oh,
like,
I'm
along
like,
the way.
oh,
do you know
I'm like, good God.
he's had so many
can't take
women
anymore.
that he's put trucks in his
Yes,
name or in
yes.
their names or campers
Yeah.
or Harley. I mean,
Yeah.
it's never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got no credit now.
Yeah.
I mean,
credit
he
is
has to have a
shot.
big driveway with a big.
But it's because of his
I
ex.
find it
Crazy
funny that he had no credit when he talks like he's the king of credit. I know how to get everything off your debt. And I'm like, I don't need your help with my credit. My credit's fine. Like, I'm so confused.
But he's like, we got to do it in 30 days because she's going to take me off of her user account.
Right.
Because we broke up. So it takes 30 days to get me off of the user.
Jesus. Is he still doing work for that contractor dude?
No, he's in jail.
He's in jail.
No, I mean, okay, I meant before that. I'm sorry. Are they still friends? Because
I think so. I don't know for sure, but there's some things I can't talk about on here. But I did see that he's got his dumpsters parked on his properties by my land that I own out in Estill Springs.
Daniel has dumpsters too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, damn. We didn't even put that on the list.
he wanted to do, wasn't that something that when we were driving down to dinner one night, he was on this business venture and Jess is like, can we just, this was before obviously all of this, but you were like, how about just one thing at a time?
Right, literally.
Who financed the dumpsters?
So that was when he still had credit.
Okay.
He actually did finance those. It was when he had business credit,
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it called? Daniel's Dumpsters?
It was all under his Simply
Daniel's
Construction.
Dumpster Dive.
Daniel.
Dumpster diving by Daniel.
That is the most fitting business that he's had so far.
That is. I could see it.
Yeah, how do we get him in
the
there?
best part is I used to own a dumpster.
Yeah, so I literally So don't forget, he's a chameleon, so he probably did take that from her.
Yeah.
I mean, I need a dumpster. If anybody's got one for cheap, I need one. Can I use his? He's not even using it right now.
Right.
Yeah, nobody's using them. Joe take it.
Right?
Yeah, it's just sitting out there.
But I don't know if that builder, I'm sure he's got him so manipulated and...
Well, we know.
Yeah.
He fucking freaked out on me.
Yeah.
First, he was like, yeah, he does work for me, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, he was like, do not contact me ever again. I'm like, you already told me what I needed.
Right.
I asked you a question. You gave me an answer.
Right.
And yeah, I was like, in between his first response and his second, I think he must have had a conversation with Daniel and was like, do not.
Well, guys, we're gonna post a video at the end of this podcast. So if you or anybody you know has been scammed by Daniel Martin 615, contact us.
I mean, you need a whole other number because
we're gonna
bless your heart.
We should start a Daniel support group on Facebook.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Victim support.
Yeah, victim support. Yeah. Or if
Share your
anybody
story.
knows him from OnlyFans, I bet he has an OnlyFans.
I guarantee you he does, too.
Yep, I bet so too.
Yeah.
But none of us want to actually sign it, like create an account to get
Why? That would mean I would have to pay money that he would get. I mean, I might
I'm
as
gonna
well
have to
get
find somebody that
scammed by
has
him.
one and say, can you
So if
search
anybody
this?
knows if he has an
Yeah.
OnlyFans, if anybody
Yeah.
knows anybody in jail in Franklin County that can give us an update on the troll.
Yeah. We
Wow.
need it all.
And do not call the bond lady. What's her name? Peggy? Peggy in Franklin County.
Fucking Peggy.
Unless you want to get out of jail free or cheap.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you only want to pay her a quarter of your bond.
Right.
I mean, what's the
Pulling
point
out.
of being a bond? What's the point of having a bond if you can just make it whatever you want?
That's crazy.
I mean, is that a lie?
Is that legal, though?
I was just gonna say that.
It
that
is
a li-
legal.
It
Yes,
is legal,
it is.
yeah.
The
She can take whatever she wants because she's
The court just
ultimately-
sets the amount and then she's just responsible for
Yes,
it.
yes, yeah. She could take $3 if she wanted to.
Wonder how many men Peggy's let out of jail for cheap. That's her dating site.
You might not be wrong.
I don't think so.
Right now.
Because she
Is she cute? I wanna look at her.
I'm a little torn up about this,
I
only
don't-
because
I think
I'm
she's
trying
an
to
older
figure out how,
woman.
as a bondswoman, like you take that much. I understand doing your job, but you're still trying to protect him. Like you've known this man.
Peggy's
Right.
pets.
Right.
Well, the sad thing is I've met her. I met her at the court date when we found out he had taken Deborah's money. And I met her. And that was when his mom and some friend of his mom signed his bond. And I told her, I was like, I'm not signing that because I know what he's done. Like, and so she knew then what he had done.
Yeah, but you're just a little low, jealous
Right.
girlfriend. who-
Right.
You just wanted to keep him in jail a little
Yeah.
longer, you bitch.
Yeah.
How dare
So
you?
vindictive and jealous.
Peggy,
and,
you
oh my
offended
God,
Peggy.
Well, it's just like B said, you know, she was kind of afraid to even call me when she found out who I was because he had already painted this picture of me, and that's what he does, and that's what he did way before I ever exposed him. He had to paint this picture of me just in case I ever decided I was going to out him, and then it's conflicting information.
Right.
And that's what they do.
Yep.
Well, we'll get a picture painted of him. Maybe in the court they'll paint one of those.
Sketch artist. Like P. Diddy.
He won't have that hat on.
We could use AI and put him in an orange jumpsuit with his picture.
Black and white with just blue eyes.
Something else I don't think I've told you guys about. There's I'm not going to say names, but there's a woman in Franklin County that reached out to me, and he had been messaging her and her 20-year-old daughter on Facebook in Messenger before he got put in jail, trying to talk to both of them. Yeah.
Did he not know they were
I don't think he
mother-daughter?
knew that they were mother-daughter. No.
Ew.
So he's just grasping
20
at
years
straws.
old? What is wrong with
20.
him?
I have a son that's 23.
I have a son that's 21. I mean,
Yeah.
not that he would go for my son, but ew.
Yeah.
Daddy's be on the lookout.
Ew. Ew, Daniel. Ew.
He's gross. All right. Well, you've got to get to a ball game.
Yeah.
I got to go get a pedicure. I'm leaving for Vegas.
Ooh.
And B, we are
Thank you,
planning
ladies,
our.
for inviting me on.
Thank you for
joining
coming.
us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and telling your
For sure.
story.
Yeah, we'll have you back. We'll have a reunion.
Absolutely.
That'd be fantastic.
We'll have the
reunion
What Did
episode.
Daniel Do?
What
now.
did Daniel do now? Reunion.
I love that.
Everybody take notes
I love that.
so we can come back together.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Everybody keep your
Yes,
notes.
we'll have to get that plan going.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
For sure.
Remember, Daniel Martin,
you-
615. No.
No.
Yes.
All the no's. All the no's.
You know what? There's a new country song out that talks about I still got that same 615. I'm like, that has ruined this song for me. I love this song.
Is that the
ruined
one
it.
that's about the guy and maybe he's got hit by a truck or I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or maybe he's dead. I don't know.
Or he fell down a
No.
Oh,
drain.
you ain't gotta die to be dead to me. Y'all heard that?
You ain't got to die to bed to me. The
Yes.
615.
my
I don't
God.
know which song that is. That she's
No, I'm gonna have to
It's,
listen.
I know.
it's a newer. I just heard it the other day for like the first time within this past week, and it's hard. It's a guy that wants his girlfriend. Like, if you're ever single again, I still got the same 615, and it says something. I got a king bed that all it's missing is a queen.
Oh, I was gonna say we
And
could
it's
use.
actually a cute song, but I'm like,
Yeah.
now you've ruined it with that
Yeah.
area
Yeah.
name. I need a new one.
Well, we're hoping to run him out of Tennessee if jail won't keep him.
Right.
Yeah. Instead of you give love a bad name, you give 615
You give
a bad name.
I like that.
I do too. We have so many things that we could
Yes.
like make shirts, cups,
Yes.
stickers, keychains, magnets.
The merch for days.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All
nice
right.
talking to you.
Nice talking to you guys too. Have
Thank
a great rest of your
you.
day.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, you ain't gotta die to be dead. I knew I knew what I was talking about.
That was great.
That was good.
Are we done, Trent?
I haven't turned it off.
Oh,
Well, hi.
Hey, wrap it up.
wrap it up. Listen, if you or anybody you know, we're being serious,
Yeah.
have been scammed or tried to be scammed, or
Have a story to tell that has to do
Yes.
with Daniel Martin 615 XYZ.
especially he's on all the dating sites.
Yeah.
He's been all over. Are we dating the same guy? And yes, you are.
Yeah. You are, yeah.
Yes,
You don't
or
have to
I'll
you-
start us a Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And so, ladies, quit being dumb.
Yeah.
Or if something doesn't feel right, listen to your gut.
Yeah.
Because if it's too good to be true, if it feels too good to be true, it's
It
too
probably
yeah.
is.
Or
yeah.
if he says it was her fault, he's going to say the same thing about you
Right.
with
Yeah.
the next one. It's your
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah,
So
and
keep
there's
that in
two
mind.
sides to every
Oh, yeah.
story.
Yes.
And I
too.
love-
So let's not just take one side and run with
Right.
it.
I feel like women now don't really listen to that whole bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, my ex is crazy because we do social media and all that. So, you're not just in the dark. But, I mean, there's still some, ignorant ones out there that
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Ladies, be smart.
Yeah.
Don't send anybody in jail your money.
No.
No.
They ain't called jailhouse lies for nothing.
Right?
And if he says he's getting money when he gets out,
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not. Or you
not.
have
He's
it while
not.
he was in there.
yeah.
And if he does, it's going to be somebody else's money,
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. So
Yep.
be smart, ladies.
yeah.
And
let
damn
us
you,
know.
Daniel.
Yep.
Damn you, Daniel.
Hey,
We're-
but thank you for bringing us all together.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And we're closing in on it's
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll at least shut down the Middle Tennessee area
Yeah.
for his
Yeah.
praying.
Yeah. Because I think he's running out of options.
I think so too.
Mhm.
Which is,
Obviously,
well,
if
that's
he's
why
got
he
other
started
states.
going to TikTok and for other states.
Other
as well.
states. So yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We're just here to make everybody aware
Yep.
Yeah.
and save. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you for staying around for all of our crazy,
Be sure to like, follow, and share with everyone you know.
even them whores you don't like.
And leave us a 5-star review.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, bitches.